Immigration agents conducted a series of raids across New York City, targeting individuals with outstanding deportation orders. This is the headline. ICE agents in New York City take at least 4 people into custody in early morning operation, this according to sources. Now, they've revealed to CBS News that New York law enforcement carried out operations at 3 locations in the Bronx, at Ogden Avenue, at DeVoe Terrace and also Creston Avenue. Officials emphasising their commitment to enforcing the law while prioritising the safety and well-being of the community. Now, we've been watching this pretty closely, and this is what President Trump had spoken about. It's interesting to give some perspective in Australia, where we are an island, and in the 1990s we started to have a lot of people arriving by boat and a lot of people dying, and it became a hot button political issue. In fact, friends of mine who do polling, they said that when they did polling of the Australian community, illegal immigrations, boat people as they were referred to, was the #1 trending topic, bigger than the economy, bigger than what's going on in global politics. That was the thing that they were most worried about. And that has very much been amongst the plethora of topics that Donald Trump has been focused on in his first week in office. But immigration and the ICE raids are something that he promised. And it's pretty spectacular watching it playing out, particularly what happened with Colombia over the weekend.
It certainly was. This is where there were the 2 planes filled with military-aged male illegal immigrants, and Colombia would not allow them to land after they had already requested permission, and it was granted. And so we saw President Trump say, well, then we're going to put 25% tariffs on the goods that are coming from Colombia. Next week it'll be increased to 50%. We'll also be, putting sanctions on some of the government workers. We're going to be looking at the visas, so on and so forth. And within 2 hours, the president of Colombia said that the planes could land if they were going to take off again, but also he offered his own personal plane to take those deportees. So, we are seeing that this administration is taking this extremely seriously. They're going after what they're calling the worst first. And so these are the people who are in the drug cartels. They are, selling arms, ammunition, everything that's illegal, drugs, criminal rings. One of the individuals who was apprehended in New York today was one of the leaders of the Tren de Agua gang that has been getting so much attention here in the United States. Of course, we've covered for so long MS-13. Now this Tren de Agua has really come to the forefront, and they have really done horrible things. A lot of them have long rap sheets where they are serial rapists, child molesters, and the list goes on and on. We also saw the new Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. She went out on one of the raids this morning. She was in New York about 2 or 3 o'clock, and she took to the streets and the alleys. She took some video for social media, and she did address those ICE agents and the people who are working for the Department of Homeland Security. She basically, thanked them for their work and that they are seeing this through.
Yeah, I mean, during the Biden administration, 10 or 11 million people over the past 4 years headed across the border from the southern border there. And there's been a lot of talk about getting them out of the country. Now, at 1,100 people a day who are being arrested and deported, that times 365 days in a year is about 430,000. Then you think about 10 million. It's going to take, according to my calculations, 25 years at this rate. Do they then have to really ramp it up, or is it just impossible to get 10 million people out of the country?
A lot of people are just, throwing around these words and phrases, these ICE raids. I did a ride along with U.S. Marshals, and we were part of an undercover operation that was happening across the United States simultaneously. It was nation to nation. It was Operation Falcon.
Please tell me that in your spare time you're an ICE agent.
No, as a journalist, when I worked for NBC, we went with the U.S. Marshals for this particular operation. And it was Operation Falcon. They still do it. It is not announced when, and they do it in the early morning and late night hours. And this was to get illegal drug activity and, of course, illegal weapons. And, when we went there, obviously, we had to keep a lot of the agents' faces blurred out. But also, they told us that if there was an exchange of gunfire, that that we needed to get behind the hubcaps of the trucks because we were just literally standing in the middle of the street. And they, knocked the door down and they went in the house. And it's very dangerous work that they do. And it is, just to, again, try to rid the streets of criminals.
Right, let's have a listen to former Disney actress Selena Gomez.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
All right, pretty emotional, obviously, and it's an emotional time for a lot of people, and there's a lot of different views. That went up on social media, and it came down pretty quickly. What do you think the reason was for that?
So big debate on that. I'm not exactly sure if it was just a story that eventually it would be done in 24 hours or if there was a lot of pushback, saying that maybe it would be better to stay out of politics as somebody in the entertainment industry. And of course, someone who's not really dialed into a lot of those, law enforcement meetings and really having an understanding as to what's happening or, what is the security for the United States. But we heard from the border czar, Tom Homan. He has been a lifetime border security agent. And he said he's going after the worst first. And to his knowledge, no families have been deported right now. That's not what they're looking to target. And so, again, a lot of people are sad if people feel the need to try to come into the United States illegally because they are fleeing worse conditions back at home, which that's another story. Because if you were to help those countries, clean up that corruption and also the drug cartels there, a lot of these people wouldn't even want to leave their home. So it is a very complex issue. People understand the humanitarian aspect, of it too. But if people want the laws changed so that it doesn't say that if you come here illegally, then you are a criminal, then lawmakers need to change that. Otherwise, that is the law of the land.
Also, she starts off in that post saying, my people, and if the people who are being targeted are violent criminals, we all need an audience, but do we need those people? Now this.